Welcome back to the Azureverse, Cloud Cadets. Before we launch into Nano Missions, this macro walkthrough will give you a high-level recon of logic apps, what they are, when to use them, and why they're one of the fastest ways to automate without writing code. Think of this as your pre-flight systems check. Let's uplink. The first thing we want is go to the resource groups here to the left. We'll create a resource group. I'll take a region closer to me, which is West Europe. I'll give it a name that begins with my initials, because I might be working on the same subscription with others. And for now, I'll just call it Logic Apps. And I'll end with RG for resource group. I'll press on Review and Create, and click Create. And I can click up here to go to the resource groups, or wait here and refresh until it shows up there. And here we have it, no resources. Let's go to the left here, Logic Apps. Press on Add. I'll choose multi-tenant consumption. This is what you should generally choose unless you have a reason for more advanced use cases. We will keep it simple and just stay here. So click Select. I'll select my resource group based on the subscription because you can have many subscriptions. And here I'll give it a name, which we'll be using for Nano Missions. So I'll call it Nano Missions and call it Logic Apps. I'll select a region closer to me, such as West Europe. And I don't need any log analytics for this. I'll press Review and Create. And once it's validated, I'll press Create. And while this is being deployed, which can take a variable time based on Azure's mood, it completed very quick. Let's go to the resource. Once we're in here, we'll see that to the left we have quite a lot of things. But what we will be focusing on for the simple use cases is Logic App Designer here. When we click that, we see the most important thing of a logic app, add a trigger, because every logic app needs a trigger and you can only have one. If I click this, get a menu here to the right and we'll see there are so many things we can choose. Request, HTTP, anything that can trigger this. Let's for example say when a HTTP request is received. Some of these options will have more than this single one. For example, HTTP, we have different ones. But to keep it simple for now, we'll click Request. We'll say when an HTTP is received, we'll click on this. And we'll see here, we will receive an HTTP URL once we have created this. It will be generated that we can use. And here, the second option, we have methods. For example, I'll choose GET, but we can receive other HTTP methods. Wow, that's a mouthful. And if I click Save up here, we'll receive a link. Clicking it, copying this and go in there won't do anything because we haven't said what will happen. But we see this plus sign here. Insert a new step after when a HTTP request is received. Add an action. So we see there are triggers and actions. Right now we see just actions, but we could have seen them all. Let's go back to actions. Now if we go back to this request, we see something called a response. And we can decide what the response will be. We can set the status code 200, a body. Let's see what happens if I just say, hello there, and save. Nice, it works. We'll copy in that link we took from earlier, which was, if we press here, this one. You can press this copy URL button. We'll go here, paste it in. Hello there. So now you see how easy it is to set up a logic app. And what you can do with a logic app, your imagination is the limit here. You can add pretty much anything. For example, if I right click this and delete, back to a plus, And let's... Right. We can see that we can do pretty much anything here. So Logic Apps is a way where you can do things with a code. It's also very inclusive if you have people in your team working that are not, veteran coders. They've been in the trenches. You can do everything here. So this is unlimited. And we will be doing in the Nano Missions, we're working with emails. Because it's always interesting to find ways to annoy your friends with random emails. Logic apps, trigger happy, visually driven, and weirdly powerful. Now that you've got the briefing, it's time to hit the console. Nano Missions inbound, mission control out.